Hello everybody, welcome to another tarot reading. My name is Amber and this is Earthy Indigo. I hope that you are doing very well today or tonight or whenever it is that you are watching this reading. Before we jump into the reading, please do make sure that you check out the description box below for more information about me, links to any channeled songs if any come through, and my website and social media. Please also keep in mind that personal readings are closed for the foreseeable future. Welcome back, returning subscribers, new subscribers. If this is your first time tuning in, please know that this is a timeless reading, so whenever you happen to come across it is when you were meant to hear this. If I say things like he, she, masculine, feminine, I'm talking about energy, not talking about gender. Only take the messages that resonate. Flip it, switch it, reverse it, whatever you gotta do. All right, let's jump into this. So I want to start off today with the deck that shall not be named, and let's just get some information on like what we are, what this reading is. Maybe this could be you, it could be somebody in your energy. Take it how it resonates. But we're gonna start with a couple of oracle cards before we jump into the tarot, and then I have some additional oracle cards for after the tarot cards. All right, so give us some messages. Okay, we have past lover coming through. So some of you may be dealing with somebody from the past, a romantic connection from the past. Maybe this is somebody that you are dealing with in your physical. Maybe this is somebody that has been coming up in thoughts. It's going to be different for everybody, and we'll get more information when we get into the tarot. But let's see what else we can get. That's way too many. I'm going to reshuffle because that was too many. I'm only looking for like one or two. Okay, thank you. We have artist. Okay, so this person could be an artist or you could be an artist. So we have a past lover who is an artist showing up here. All right, let's move on to the zodiac signs and see if we can't get some more identifying features. Now, if this person's sign doesn't come up, that's okay. Don't take that as meaning that this isn't your reading. It's just that you didn't need confirmation from the zodiac. All right, let's give us some signs, please. Take that one too. Okay, thank you. So we have the first one. Wow, interesting. So the two that came face up are Capricorn and Saturn. And I say interesting because Saturn rules Capricorn. So very strong Capricorn energy coming through here. Maybe something to do with Capricorn season. Now this could be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, I was going to say Pluto, so maybe somebody's Pluto. Venus, Mars could be applicable here. So if you don't know what your natal chart is, then I do suggest looking that up. Also, the numbers 10 and 19, so October 19th or maybe January 19th may be significant for somebody here. The numbers 10, 10 as well, so maybe January 1st or October 10th. 1 and or 10 could be significant numbers for somebody here. Very interesting. This could talk about work too. Capricorns are really hard workers. It's earth energy too, so earth energy could be significant. And Saturn is a very slow-moving planet. Saturn is also the planet that rules karma. So there could be something here to do with karma or karmic energies. Maybe there's some sort of karmic lesson between you and this past lover. And then we have Taurus. Wow, interesting. Very strong earth energy coming through here. Taurus and Capricorn are both earth signs. So again, could be very significant. Please do check out your full natal chart to know what planet may be speaking to you. It could be Taurus season as well. We are currently, actually, if you're watching this at the time of upload, we are currently in Taurus season. So that could be significant. We have the number 2 here, so maybe May 2nd or the month of February for some. Could be a life path number as well. Okay, I have some letters, and I want to get some letters now because I'm kind of doing this in the beginning so that you have confirmation that this is the messages for you before we start getting into the tarot. Okay, I feel like getting a couple more. Let's do that. So I'm not going to get a lot because I want to jump into the tarot. So we have some here that are not letters. So we have the money sign. That's really not surprising to me at all because I was getting career energy with Capricorn over here. So And then Taurus, like Taurus, come on now, Taurus is, they're like the banker of the zodiac. And I say this as a Taurus sun sign. Sorry, there's a hair. So something here about career or money. Maybe there's something, I don't know, like maybe there's some sort of like a business thing here. Or maybe there was in the past with this, with you and this person. We also have double letters. So somebody could have double letters in their name. That could be significant. We have family. So family could be really important to somebody here. You know, maybe you had a family with this person, or whatever the case may be with past lover coming up. And then we have the masculine sign. So this could be a masculine. You could be a masculine. Again, that's just energy. This is also Mars energy, the sign for Mars, which rules Aries. So Aries could be significant. For some of you, maybe you like play video games and you specifically play like God of War. I played those games. I liked those games. They were very fun. Wasn't really the biggest fan of the last one, but I really enjoyed the first couple ones. But anyway, that could be significant here. Somebody could be a gamer. So the double letters that we have are 2 E's. And we have, we actually have 2 sets of double letters. So we have 2 E's. And then we have 2 X's. So X, this person could literally be your ex. I'm also getting like X-ray vision. Also the name Xavier. Somebody's name could be Xavier. And then we have B. And we have C, we have an L, an M, and a U. Okay, so I'm going to set these to the side over there. And then we're going to move on to the tarot. And I only have one tarot deck today. I was called to just use one. I was called to not use a clarifying deck for this reading, so we're going to be using the Witch's Tarot. And let's see what comes through here. So what's up with this past lover? We have Death, Scorpio energy coming through here. I think that's just kind of like confirming that there was an ending here with this person. Now, Death, also, we got 10-10, so that's endings and beginnings. So this could also be talking about some sort of a rebirth or a reunion, because the Death card to me, I get strong Phoenix energy with that, which if you know about the Phoenixes, they die and then they come back to life in the flame. So it's a regeneration, a rebirth. There could be something here about that. Maybe one or both of you have like regenerated in some way. That's interesting. There's this this flag that Death is holding. It has a tatter on it, and the way that the tatter is, or the tear, it looks like a butterfly. And I'm not sure if you can see that. You probably can't see that. It's like right here. That for me is very symbolic. I love butterflies, first of all, and that's also a sign of transformation. Caterpillars, when they get into the cocoon, they literally they break down their entire body and become like caterpillar soup and then transform into a completely new creature. It's amazing. It's pure magic, natural magic. So that could be significant here too. Also, I'm getting, what was that character? Ghost Rider? I'm not sure if that's the right character, but that could be something significant here. Maybe somebody was a fan of like Ghost Rider. It was a movie with Nicolas Cage. I don't know if that was the name of it. But anyway, horrible backstory for that character. But moving on, tell us more. Why is Death here? Holy cannolis. Okay. Yeah. We have Temperance, Sagittarius energy, and then we have the Four of Wands. There's the 1111 card, and I wasn't going to say it unless it came up, but when I started this reading, it was 1111 on my clock. So I find that to be interesting. Also, a lot of fire here. Death is Scorpio, which is water energy, but the Death character on this card his head is on fire. So there could be like a sense of like, there's a lot of passion here. There could be a lot of chemistry and a lot of heat. Somebody could be a little hot-headed too. Like maybe they're a little quick to anger, or maybe this was like a past energy. But with Temperance and the Four of Wands coming out clarifying death for me, this is confirming the reconciliation. There's healing here. Now, whether or not that means that you're going to come back together in a connection, I don't really know. Maybe you're thinking about this person, and by thinking about the situation in the past, you're able to heal things within your own life. I'm not really sure here, but with the Four of Wands, this could definitely be your divine partner if that's what you resonate with, or a higher level soulmate. But I do feel, I'm getting the sense of like, you guys could have had a past life together, but there's also the sense of like you were meant to come into each other's lives so that you could both learn and heal from whatever it was that you needed to heal from. But there is a sense here of like, I just keep getting like a coming back together, or like it's like a rectification or something like that. Like, I'm not sure why exactly that word is the one that's coming through. Maybe there's something here that needs to be like rectified or corrected in some way. Interesting. I'm getting like whiteout. I don't know, maybe somebody made a mistake and they want to like try and correct a mistake. Maybe somebody works in like an office. I'm also being drawn to this rainbow, and there's yellow, purple, and blue flowers. So that could be significant here. And this kid on this death card is giving flowers to death. So there's something here to do with flowers. Like, there's something here to do with flowers. Maybe somebody has a garden, or there's a lot of flowers where they live. But there's something here to do with flowers. There's flowers on every single one of these cards. And I'm not usually drawn to that. Okay. And then with the rainbow, I'm getting like, it's like the symbol of hope, right? Because in the Bible, you know, the rainbow comes after the flood, and it's a promise, right? A promise that will never happen again. It's a symbol of hope, of renewal, of life being able to start again. So I feel like that's, again, tying back into this, you know, like renewal, or this rectification here within this connection. And it's just so interesting that I keep using that word. Okay, so what else do we need to know? Tell us more. We have the Nine of Cups. Y'all, this is wish fulfillment for you, for them, for both of you. Take it how it resonates for you, but this is literally wish fulfillment. Somebody here is manifesting this, you or the other person, probably both, to be honest with you. Like, there's a very strong soul connection here. I'm getting it as like a cord. It's like a silver cord or something like that. That's very interesting. It's kind of like what I'm like seeing is like a metal, like almost like a conductor cord, like you would use for like underground utilities or something like that. It's very interesting, very strong. Okay, let's move on. Maybe somebody is like an electrician, or they do something with like pipes or metal fittings or something like that. Interesting. Maybe somebody really likes Futurama and they're a fan of Bender. But the Nine of Cups, that's wish fulfillment for sure. Somebody may have a stutter. There could be something here about you or about this person that makes you nervous. Maybe they stutter around you, or you stutter around them. It's like a stumbling over your words, you know? Kind of like almost in a sense of like trying to get them out fast enough, or like because it's just like so much excitement. Interesting. All right, let's pull one more card and then we'll move on. Anything else that we need to know? Okay, look, there's two. So we have the Two of Swords and we have the Knight of Wands. So I feel like somebody has made a decision to come forward in some way. This is the Knight of Wands here is very rapid action, communication. Fire is action, and again, more fire here. Somebody may be weighing some sort of decision with the Two of Swords here. Maybe there's some sort of a blockage, or somebody feels like there's a blockage. Let's talk about that. Can we get a card on the Two of Swords? Why is that here? Why is the Two of Swords here? We have the Eight of Pentacles. Let's get one more. This one wanted to come out. the Page of Wands, and the Empress on the bottom of the deck. So there's Taurus, Taurus and Libra energy coming out with the Empress. And then that's followed by the Wheel of the Year, which would be the Wheel of Fortune. So definitely, you know, somebody here could be a divine feminine or resonate with being a divine feminine. But I'm really getting very strong divine partner, higher level soulmate energy with this situation here. I feel like this person is like working on something. Like, I don't know if they're trying to like build, or maybe this is you, like whoever this is resonating for. That's thinking, whoever it is that's thinking about this past lover here. It's like there's like this sense of like needing to build something or like waiting for the right moment. It could have something to do with money. Like maybe there's something where it's like like say for example you have to get on an airplane to go see them, but you don't have enough money for the airplane ticket yet. It's something about like saving up the money for that airplane ticket to take that initiative, right? But it's like it's there. That the decision has been made. It's just in the physical, it feels like there's a blockage, and it could have something to do with money, with finances. Somebody could work at nighttime, but I do feel like somebody is working really hard towards that. And, you know, when they come in, they may want to try and come in as the Knight of Wands, but they may just only be able to come in as the Page of Wands, you know, like maybe something small or something like that. It could be, maybe there's been some time between communication with the two of you, and so they're going to be coming in kind of like more of like a friendly sort of a way, instead of coming in, you know, with this Knight of Wands. Because let's be honest here, like Wands is symbolic of the phallus, so the Knight of Wands, he can be a player, you know, like that can definitely be player energy. There could definitely be a very strong attraction here between these two as well. But that's what I'm getting. I'm getting here that there's you know, there's some sort of like a reconciliation or a rectification here. There's something like, it's like somebody wants to set something right, fix a mistake in some way, but there's a blockage in the 3D in the physical, and it has something to do with money. Now this could be like maybe job, like maybe you can't take the time off of work, or maybe you just started work, or maybe somebody's saving up money, or it's something like that. It has something to do with like with the finances in some way, and it's a block, but it's not a hindering block. It's not a stop sign. It's more of like a slow, you know, or like a yield kind of a thing. It's like you're sitting at a red light right now waiting for it to turn green. But does that make sense? And I do feel like this is something that is very passionate. There's a lot of fire here, you guys. A lot of fire and a lot of cups, and that's a lot of it's a lot of chemistry there. There's a lot of passion between the two of you. There's a lot of attraction for sure. But I do feel like this might start off slow. Like this person would come in and be like, you know, hey, how's the weather? You know, how you been lately? Like something like that, like small, friendly, you know. But with the Empress here and then the Wheel of Fortune, there's a lot of growth and you know, possibilities. There's a lot of good luck within this reading here. So, you know, however it's going to go is going to be different for everybody, you know, but that's what I'm getting with that. So I do have some love oracle cards here, so let's get some of those and see what comes through here, because this is we did get past lover. I want to get some of those, so let's see what this past lover may want to say. I'm going to start with the burning heart. Holy cow, this person has a lot to say. The cards just knocked over my rose quartz little tower. So somebody may have a draw to rose quartz. That could be significant. Rose quartz is definitely carries the energy and frequency of love and romance. So I think that's very significant, to be honest with you. I really feel like this person is trying to manifest you in some way or another. You are their wish fulfillment. And I think that's validated by the cards knocking over the rose quartz. So the first card we have is I ran because I wasn't ready for you. I'm sorry I couldn't be what you needed me to be. So we could be having a runner-chaser dynamic here, but I'm kind of getting this to be in the sense of like the runner ran, but the chaser didn't chase. So for some of you, you know, in majority of cases, and it's not for every case, but for the majority of cases, the divine masculine is the runner and the divine feminine is the chaser. And speaking as a divine feminine myself, a lot of us divine feminines, we're not chasing. We don't do that anymore. So that's very, that could definitely be the case here with that. And I always get this sense when I channel into the runner-chaser dynamics where the chaser is not chasing, where it's like the runner, it's kind of like, you know, with like I always go back to the kid analogy, and it's not a comment on anybody's maturity. It's just because I'm a parent, and that's just like a good metaphor for me, you know, example for me. But it's like, you know, when you're playing with a kid, and if they like go to like run away, and you just stay where you are, and they like look back over their shoulder like, well, aren't you going to chase me? Like, aren't you going to come and get me? And then when they realize that you aren't, then they just like come back, you know, kind of a thing. That's sort of what I get with this situation. I'm not saying that necessarily this person's going to be coming back in the physical. I'm just saying that like that's what I get here is like they ran but you didn't chase, or whoever, the runner ran, the chaser didn't chase, and then the runner was like, well, what's going on here? Like, why? What are you doing? Where'd you go? Why aren't you chasing me? And then they, you know, get curious. We have I can't let you go. Yeah. Because they're like, where did you go? You didn't chase me. Why? Because the Empress doesn't chase, boo. That's why. The Empress doesn't chase. She doesn't need to chase. She has everything she needs. If you're going to be in her life, it's because she wants you in her life. It's not because she needs you in her life. So if you don't want to stick around, you are free to leave, my dear. You are free to leave. She's not going to hinder you, and she's not going to chase you. That's how it goes, you know. We have, I was selfish and stuck in my ego. I'm scared you will reject me. So there is a sense here of this person, and that could be where this Two of Swords and Eight of Pentacles came out here. Maybe that's why they're, you know, trying to wait to accumulate a certain amount of money or something like that, is because like maybe they think that they need to have that in order to, you know, be accepted by you. Or for some of you, to be perfectly honest with you, it could be a way for them to continue procrastinating. I'm just saying that. I'm just going to call that like out. Whoever needed that, like I just called you out. Like that's just an excuse to keep procrastinating and to not come forward with and have communication with this person. You want to right or wrong, but you know, they're afraid that they'll be rejected, and so they are procrastinating by using not being financially where they want to be as an excuse for not coming forward. Does that make sense? That's just for some, so take that if that resonates for you. Leave it if it doesn't. I know that we have a soul connection. Yes, I agree with that very strongly. I'm feeling that very strongly here. Very strong, higher level soulmate, divine partner connection with this reading for sure. I hate seeing you with them. So for some of you, maybe you are in another connection, or at least this person thinks that you are in another connection. And they don't like that you are in this other connection. We do have the Queen of Swords here underneath the Wheel of Fortune, and she has come out twice, I just haven't said anything. So it's definitely possible that there is a third-party situation. Could be a feminine, a karmic feminine, or just another, you know, feminine energy within this connection here. Could be that the masculine is in another connection, and that's where this third-party feminine is coming in. But apply that how that resonates for you. You know, that's just, like I said, it's only going to be applicable for those it's applicable for. We have the distance between us kills me. Now, this could be physical distance. I was picking up on, you know, I did use the example of an airplane. So for some of you, maybe there is literal physical distance between the two of you. But this can also be like emotional distance. It could be, you know, just the fact that you're not connected anymore. And so you're no longer in each other's lives anymore, you know. So take that how that resonates for you. I sabotaged our connection because it was too intense. Now this to me is just screaming runner. So divine masculine for those that resonates for with that card. I've been watching your socials and admiring your pictures. All right. Maybe you are still friends with this person on social media, or they have a way of seeing your social media. And if you were wondering, there's your confirmation. All right, let's get some twin flame messages and see what else this person might like to say. Not as many of this deck. So the first one we have is I want to spend forever with you. Yeah, I was getting that too. For some of you, they want to have a family with you, or build a family with you, or start a family with you, or something like that. Introduce you to their family, like something like that. I wasn't planning to catch feelings. For some of you, it could be because this person's in another connection, or the masculine. I feel like the masculine in this connection, whether that's you or that's somebody else, or whether that's you or the other person, I feel like the masculine in this connection is in another connection. And maybe they were in another connection when the feminine and the masculine met. And so they weren't really planning on catching feelings. But I do feel like currently, at the time of this reading, the masculine is in another connection. We have let's move slow. Yeah, I feel like that too. I do feel like when this person does come in, and maybe that's where the blockage is too, is because they're in another connection. Maybe they're making moves to like disconnect from that connection, or free themselves up in some way. But with let's move slow, I do feel like that because they were showing up as the Knight of Wands, and then they showed up again as the Page of Wands. So it's like they have this strong desire to want to take this action towards you, this like, let's do this now. But at the same time, like they don't want to rush anything. They don't want to scare you off. For some of you, they are afraid of rejection a little bit. And so they're going to come in and come in slowly, like maybe start off as just like being friendly before progressing into anything more than that, We have I've been hurt in my past. You took me by surprise. Yeah, I don't think that this person was expecting to meet you, Maybe they were expecting to meet you, but they weren't expecting you to be who you are, They weren't expecting this strong soul connection. And then last we have karma is being balanced. Yes, it is. I definitely agree with that, especially with Temperance and the Death card showing up. Okay, so let's move away from this, and we're going to pull some cards for you, the viewer. Now, it may resonate with you as being part of this situation, but the general idea of it is the general intention behind these oracle cards is that they're messages for you, wherever you are in your life, just to give you guidance and, whatever that may be. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, even though I do a lot of love readings, my goal for doing tarot and the whole reason I started this channel and everything is because I want to be able to help the collective and help with the collective awakening in whatever way that I can. And this is a way that I feel called to do so. So I like to do these at the end for you, for guidance, for advice, for whatever you may need, wherever you are on your journey, whatever you resonate with. So we're going to get a few of those. All right, so we're going to start off here with the Lightworkers Oracle. Oh my word, there was a lot of those. I'm not surprised though, honestly, because I haven't used this deck in a while on the YouTube channel, and I was called to use this, so we could definitely have some Lightworkers in the house. You may resonate as being a Lightworker. Now, my personal belief, and this is just my personal belief, so you can take it or leave it. If you resonate with being a divine partner, wait, let's see, how do I say this? Not all light workers are divine partners, but all divine partners are light workers. So if you resonate with being a divine partner, and let's say this is, on a reading on your divine partner, you're a light worker and they're a light worker. Now that's what I believe. You can take it or leave it, but considering this is, I'm reading this as being a divine partner reading, I'm not surprised that we got so many light worker cards because there's most likely a lot of light workers tuning in right now. Okay, so the first one we have is Dance with Life. Do something to change your energy. So movement, somebody, maybe here you need to actually like move, like literally dance or do yoga or go for a walk or, whatever that might be for you, but like moving your actual like physical body, in some way or another may be very beneficial for you at this time. We have Council of Light, Divine Orchestration. Why can I not say that word? Okay. helpers in the subtle realm. So, yeah, definitely. You have guidance. You have people, souls around you, energies around you that are giving you guidance from the other side, from the higher realms. You know, whatever that might be for you, however that resonates for you. But, you know, you're not alone in this. Not only are you not alone, you know, here on Earth, because there are fellow light workers here as well, but you're also not alone in the astral. You're not alone in the spiritual. You're not alone in the divine. There are, you know, guardians and protectors and helpers around you. So for anybody who needed that. We have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? So this is talking about self-love, you know. And I say that, you know, I am a mother myself. And one thing I had to learn when I became a parent was that it's just as important for me to love and care for myself as it is for me to love and care for my child. And as parents, it's really easy for us to forget that because we give so much of ourselves to our children and they're so important, you know, and that's what I feel like you should do as a parent. But it's just as important, not only for you and for your own physical, emotional, mental well-being, but it's so important for your child too, that you take care of yourself and you give yourself self-love, because then you can be whole and you can be happy and you can be the whole happy type of parent that your child needs, you know, and that ultimately will help them. And it can also demonstrate to them how they could handle those situations, you know, set an example. So for whoever may need to hear that, I don't know if you're a parent or not, but, you know, that's just what came through for me because I am a parent. And so it's just the easiest example for me to use. Okay, so we have answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Now, some of you have a soul calling for sure, you know, and I think that maybe it's time that you took a look at that, you know, maybe check the caller ID and see who it is that keeps calling. And then last we have keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. What did I just say? I literally just said you are not alone. For some of you, you could have an ancestor. It could be a mother with Star Mother here. It could be a grandmother that's around you. For some of you, maybe it's even like a mother or a grandmother from a past life. Or it's like an ancestral, maternal figure, ascendant. I'm not really sure how to say that. But for some reason, I was just thinking, that just got me to think about the Descendants movie, the Disney one. Because I have a daughter, and so obviously I've seen all of those movies. So maybe somebody likes those movies, and that's significant for someone here. All right, let's get a message from your higher self. Let's get one more. Okay. I'd also like to take this time to say thank you all very much for taking time out of your day or night to tune in to this reading. I really do hope that you find the messages that you were looking for, that the reading was helpful and it resonated for you. Please do consider liking, commenting, subscribing. These are all ways that help the channel's growth and help the video get out to more people who may need to hear the messages as well. And I do appreciate everyone who has subscribed and who does comment and like and share. It really does mean the world to me. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without any of you guys. And like I said, you know, the whole reason that I do this is so that I can try to help in whatever way that I can with our collective awakening and ascension. So, all right, let's move on here. Quit being so sappy. Okay, so the first one we have is be the brave and authentic soul you are always destined to be. I'm hearing step into your power. There's actually a song. Hopefully I can remember, and I'll leave it down below. And it's called Step Into My Power. So if I'm going to try to remember, and I'll leave a link down below. So if that resonates for you, you may want to check out that song. It could definitely be messages for somebody within the lyrics of that song. Next we have sometimes the best things are created from chaos. That's the Tower card right there, you know, like the Tower, it seems scary, and most of the time it is, because it like literally takes and turns your world upside down. Like these people, if you look at it on the Tower card, most Tower cards, it's being struck by lightning, the tower's on fire, people are literally falling out of the building. That is not a very pleasant situation. That's a pretty chaotic, messy situation. But eventually the tower is going to come down, the fire is going to go out, the people are going to get healed and, you know, seek the proper medical attention, whatever they may need. And the dust will settle and clear, and we'll be able to evaluate the situation. And chances are the next tower that goes up is going to be a lot more up to code. It's going to be a lot stronger. It's going to be a lot stable. It might be fireproof, and, you know, may not be so tall. Whatever the case may be, but it's going to be better built, you know. And so the bottom line is that, you know, it comes down for a reason. The divine brings towers down for a reason, and that's because they're not able to continue anymore. You know, that's because it's like ignoring all of the stop signs. You know, it's like you're driving down the road and there's construction up ahead, and there's all these signs that are saying stop, turn around, road closed, construction, do not enter, and you just keep going. Well, guess what's going to happen? A tree is going to fall in the middle of your path, and you're going to have no choice but to turn around because you couldn't continue to go down the road that you were going down, and you were ignoring all of the signs the divine was sending in your way. So the divine's like, okay, fine, here's a tree, or I'm bringing the tower down, whatever the case may be. Does that make sense? It was a little bit of a tangent, but maybe somebody needed to know that. Okay, so we have answers appear when you release the question. And I was actually thinking about this card the other day, and I can't remember what I was thinking about when it came to that, so it must not be significant to this reading. So, yeah. Answers appear when you release the question. Last we have, everyone you meet is another part of you that wants to be loved. Okay, now let's get an angel number or two. That came out really fast. So we have 0707. I'm getting 007 again. Somebody maybe somebody likes espionage, like movies or books. Maybe somebody just really likes James Bond. But specifically, I grew up playing. Was it the Nintendo 64, and it had the 007 GoldenEye. Do you guys remember that game? Drop a comment if you remember that game or if you played that game. That could be a significant game for somebody here. I liked that game. I really liked that game. I got pretty good at it. I feel like there was like, wasn't there like a golden, I can't say that word, weapon, I guess, or golden, whatever, you know what I mean? Something that you were supposed to find. I feel like that was the case. Anyway, that's a trip down memory road. So let's go on to the message here. It says compromise, self-aware, forgiveness, professionalism, empathy, tenacity, and freedom. Let go of what no longer serves you. Stop holding on to grudges. Express your emotions and aim towards a compromise. Where there's a lack of understanding, it's best to just move on. The truth will set you free. I feel like this is for whoever it is that feels like they made a mistake and they want to, like, I just keep getting like the whiteout. It's like they just want to like make a correction or something like that, you know, like a start over or do over, something like that. I feel like that's what this is. Like there's a sense of like just doing it just because like you can't keep carrying around that burden anymore, and at least you can put it down. At least you'll be able to know. Do you know what I mean? Instead of just constantly wondering what if and carrying this around with you. The truth will set you free. But first it will piss you off. Whoever needs to hear that, you know, like it's true, you know. And for some of you, maybe, you know, your fears aren't really as not necessarily valid, but as set in stone as you may think that they are, you know. Like maybe you're terrified that this person is just going to slam the door in your face, but in reality maybe they would hear you out, you know, but you'll never know if you don't try, right? Just saying. All right, we're going to end this here with a message from the universe. And this says, you can't do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. Change comes from thinking thoughts you've never thought before and showing up to meet them down streets you've never walked before. So for somebody here the reason why this is so difficult is because this is something that you've never experienced before. Maybe you've never experienced a connection like this before. Maybe you don't understand why you can't stop thinking about this person, why you haven't been able to forget them. Maybe you don't, you know, maybe you taking the initiative to reach out, to make, you know, to break the ice first is something that you don't normally do. Maybe you normally wait for the other person, and this is something that you just, it's unfamiliar territory for you, you know? That's where change happens, you know? You can't expect a flower to grow in a room without sunlight. You've got to put it outside, you know what I mean? Like, for some of you, like, there's a message in there with that, and it's starting to fade. So I think that hopefully it came through for whoever needed to hear that, but I really do think that is the case here. But that's all that I have for you. I hope that these messages were helpful. I hope you have a wonderful day or night or whenever it was you were tuning in to this reading. I am going to be posting more videos. I will be sharing a new posting schedule here soon once I finalize that. But do expect more videos. So if you do want to see them when they upload, subscribe. You can hit the notification bell if you would like to. But yeah. I hope you have a great day or night or whenever it was you were tuning into this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.